hope you have a great practice. We will definitely use a pair of yoga blocks, and I am seated on a blanket. Having a blanket or a towel or a pillow, just with a little bit of thickness that you can put it underneath your hips and you can feel a little bit of lift in your hips. And this will help you work into your seated spirals. Okay. So you might not need it. If you feel okay with your butt on the floor and you like that contact, you're welcome to do it. You're also welcome to, of course, you're at home, but grab other things, grab other props, whatever you want to use, straps and stuff. Yeah, if you know how you want to use them. All right, let's get into it. Find a nice, comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you, with the support underneath your hips. Take a couple of shifts side to side, settling into your sit bones. And start circling it out right away. Just start kind of moving around, shifting your weight, shifting your torso. Really trying to plug in here through the sit bones like they're prongs, right? Like you can really plug in like a plug in a socket, finding your way around. Hands can come to the thighs. They can sort of slide up and down. Palms can make contact with your kneecaps. That's a nice boundary there. Slowing or steadying, connecting to your breath a bit. And switch the directions of your seated spirals. And then maybe you start to kind of use your elbows, turn this into a little bit of a cat-cow as you lean forward. You sort of open your chest as you lean back. Your chin drops down if you want to. Maybe the eyes close, or the gaze is soft at the earth. Start tuning inward. And then slow it down and really start to take seated cat-cow. So inhaling, pulling your chest forward, chin can lift, a little tug on that back hip. And then tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, lean back, round through the spine. A few of these, inhaling, leaning forward, exhaling, rounding back. These can be super slow, gentle. They can get a little quicker. Let your breath also determine that pace. If you feel like slow, sweet inhales and a brief pause is what is going to help you here, guide you into the body, take that. If you feel like you need kind of an energetic boost here, you can lean forward, lean back. Inhale, lean forward, exhale, a little bit faster. Couple more rounds of breath at the pace that you want to do. And slow it down. If you just heard that little skerfuffle, it's my two cats. Sorry about it. Switch the cross of your shins. And again, take some seated cat-cows just because you'll feel the opposite stretch here on the whatever leg is in front here. You'll feel that. So take a couple of these again. Inhaling, leaning forward, exhaling, rocking back. This is just a great general movement. Take some spirals here with the shins in the different direction. Just a good way to get into the body. Great to even prepare for meditation, right? If you're going to be in a seated meditation, just sort of moving the energy around a bit, getting into sensation, feeling into your spine a little bit. But now we'll take it into your side body. So bring your left hand down to the earth, push through the palm, keep your right hip connected, the right butt connected to the floor. Reach your right arm overhead. Breathe into your side body, stretch through the fingers. Gaze is soft, shoulder pulls away from your ear. Keep your neck long, keep your jaw soft. Side body stretch here. If you want to start spiraling into the heart a bit, opening and closing through the chest, keep left elbow soft. Option to bend your top, your right elbow, getting into your shoulder joint, your shoulder blade. Circle the right arm around, taking big circling sweeps through the shoulder joint, that whole muscle there. Opening and closing. And then let the eyes follow the hand. Right? Take in the space, the world around you. Look at something different. And then switch the direction. Notice how it feels to kind of go in the opposite direction of what you habitually or naturally did, right? Notice if the range of motion is a little bit different, how the body responds. And then settle in, be curious, breathe. Nice. One last time, just reach this right arm overhead, bicep by the ear, really stretching through. And then inhale, come through center. Switch sides. Right hand will come down to the floor. A little push through the butt. Left arm reaches overhead. Just breathe into it. Soften your elbow. Soften your throat. Breathe. And then maybe some gentle movement through the chest, some kind of opening and closing here. Option to bend the elbow and cactus and think about pulling that shoulder blade down your back body. And then maybe some big circles with that top arm. Use your breath. Switch the direction. Let your eyes move around the room with your hand. Let your gaze follow your hand. Final reach here. Sweep it over, really push into the hand. Then inhale, come up back through center. Lower the chin to the chest. Just take some gentle neck rolls. Maybe the eyes close. And you can even start to kind of drop your chin, lift your chin, look up. Take some sort of snake-like movements. Dropping your chin, shifting forward, lifting up. Nice. And then pause here. So pause in your seat. Hopefully all that movement made it so you're kind of ready for stillness. You're ready to tune into the subtle body. Palms rest on the knees, the thighs. Soften your eyes or close them. Just tuning in here into your seat. Lower body is heavy. As you inhale, draw the navel in and lengthen the crown towards the sky. As you softly exhale, settle into your seat a bit more. Seal your lips and cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through the nose, like the tides. It might sound to you like the waves, the tides rolling in and rolling out. So the lips are sealed. And you're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. 10 breaths here. Take a final breath or two, really feeling the inhales and the exhales. Can you really deepen your inhale? So as you draw the air in through the nose, really filling up all the way to the collarbones, a brief pause at the top. And through the nose, a really gentle softening of the diaphragm, letting the air out of the lungs, letting the belly soften, energy goes down. Really gently flutter the eyes open, let the light in if they were closed. Kind of look around, take it in, and we'll meet in tabletop. So we'll shift forward. You can take your blanket, whatever you got going on, and place that underneath your knees. And we're going to find tabletop here. Blocks can go on either side. Same theme of freedom to explore. So shoulder circles, shifting your shoulders around the hands, leaning into the palms, leaning into the heels of the hands. Tuck your toes. Make sure the knees are under your hips or maybe a little wider. When they're a little wider, you get a little bit more room to cruise around. Maybe the hands reach back and you make sure the pinky toes are tucked under. They have a tendency there. Give your feet a little love in. And whatever you want to do here, get into the shoulders, the spine, the hips. Just flow around here. About 5 breaths. Come back to Ujjayi, right? Lips are sealed, just plugging in, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Taking your sweet time to check in with your spine, your shoulders, your hips. Fingers can flip to the edges of your mat or they can flip towards your knees. Lift and lower the palms a few times. Notice how that would feel. And then bring the knees under your hips and we'll take a puppy pose. So untuck your toes, press through the tops of the feet, walk your hands forward in line with your shoulders. I like to be on my finger pads, but you can also bring the palms down to the floor. Kind of pitch your heart forward here. Try to keep your hips over your knees as you melt your upper body down, big stretch in the chest. You can be floating here. You can bring the forehead, the third eye down. Big breath into the mid lower back. Breathe. Inhale, start to lift up, press through the palms, bring your hands back onto the shoulders. Open your knees nice and wide, untuck your toes, find child's pose. Melt down, stretch the shoulders. Forehead can come down and land and settle onto the floor. And then lift your hips and tuck your tailbone and think about rounding as you start to send your energy forward. Hips are heavy, bend your elbows nice and slow. You roll yourself down to the floor. Once you get there, land, maybe a little roll through the hips, and then push through the palms, lift up, moving through a soft cobra as you bend your knees and you can roll back towards child's pose. So we're sort of adding cat-cow's spinal extension and flexions through this movement. So as you inhale, you lift up, tuck your tailbone, hide your heart, roll through. And then you open your hips, right? You kind of find this nice back extension. Maybe gaze goes up, elbows bend as you slowly lower yourself to the floor. Inhale, push the earth away. Maybe you pull the heels in and you kind of roll over the quads, the knees, and you settle your hips back towards the back of the mat. Take one more round. Breathe in, round. As you exhale, bend your elbows, settle your hips, float yourself to the floor. Inhale, lift up, soft cobra, bend the knees, sit back, child's pose. Stay here, melt here, take a moment. Take a side body stretch, walk your hands over to your left. Maybe dip that right shoulder a bit. Right hand can come on top of the left hand. Breathe into the side body. Lift back through center. Walk your hands through the midline and over to your right. Left hand can come on top of the right. Dropping that left shoulder a little bit. Up through center and walk your hands back. Come forward. Knees come under the hips again. Just cruise around, take a little breath or two to reset. And then the hips will come down. You'll come all the way onto your belly. We'll take oscillating cobras. So hands come on either side. I like to be on my finger pads. Palms can be on the earth. Elbows up towards the sky. Really light here. A little roll over the quads too. Really get the thighs, the hips, the tops, the feet. Pretty suction cup to the floor, right? Feel that kind of grounding energy there. And then as you inhale, you might start to elevate your heart, your chest. If you need to adjust the placement of your hands, right? Feel free to play around with it. And as you lift up, you'll come up through center to begin. And as you exhale, you round down. So a couple of these. Inhaling to lifting, lengthening, maybe gaze goes up. Slow exhale to come down. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Feel free to stay going up and down or look to your left shoulder, go up the left side, come up through and around center, and then down the right shoulder. And then switch your direction, up the right shoulder, up and around, down the left shoulder, and just keep flowing there. This feels good. And then anything kind of else that you want to add into it, any embellishments, find what feels good. Last breath or two. And then you settle, hands come by your side. We'll prepare, we'll go in through locust. As you inhale, lift your head, your heart, your chest, your hands. Feel this levitation here. Maybe you start to float the feet as you press into the tops of the hips a little bit more, a little squeeze of the glutes. As you inhale, kind of lift a little higher and squeeze toward the midline. Squeeze the shoulders around your spine, like there's a block in between your thighs to give a good squeeze. Really activate the back chain of the body. Reach the shoulders away from your ears or kind of draw them away as you lengthen the crown forward. Get really light here. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, hands and toes land. Push through tabletop. Walk the knees forward. Take a child's pose. Hips press back. Reach your arms forward. Couple breaths here. Lift up. Down dog when you're ready. Tuck toes, hips lift, pedal it out. Same theme, explore space. Move the joints around. Push through the context of the floor. Drive through the hands. Lift the heels. Bend your knees. Explore the relationship you have to gravity in this shape. Let the gaze move around. Let the head shake yes and no. Bounce the knees, bounce the hips. Heels can move from side to side. After a bit of dynamic movement, if you'd prefer to find that, just hold that nice. Heels are reaching back, palms are reaching forward, head is heavy. You're just finding this nice, stable down dog. Do that. If you feel like you need movement today, do that. Wherever you go, find your breath. Now lift your heels and bend your knees, almost like the knees are going to tap. And maybe even kind of play with that. Tap the knees down, send the butt back. Tap the knees down, send the butt back. And then next time you tap the knees down, or actually just shift forward, find a high plank, and then maybe tap the knees down and pull the butt back to down dog. So think cat cows plus spinal waves plus plank, right? Lots of things. But inhale, you shift forward. You can really push through the palms, try to round and protract through the shoulders. And then as you lengthen your crown, your chin, you kind of find this beautiful integrated plank pose. You're strong in your legs. The quads are pulling up in towards your hips. Your navel, your core is nice and strong. Spine is long. And then bend your knees generously, moving through like bear-like pose as you push your butt back to down dog. Move through it. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Last one. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Nice. Shorten your dog a little bit. Maybe just step your feet in, pedal it out. And then shift forward, bring your knees to the floor. Nice. Once again, kind of wiggle it out here. All right, and with spinal stuff, it's really important to do a little bit of core, right? So when you work the back chain, you want to work the side chain. You want to work kind of the entire trunk here as much as you can. So we're going to do that with bird dog. So find your bird dog. You'll find a tabletop position to start. Reach the right toes behind you. Toes dial down, and kind of kick and lift and lower the foot a couple times just to notice how the glutes, how those work. And then maybe even open your right toes and dial them down and just move that leg around in your socket, right? And your hands can come forward if you feel like that would be more helpful for you. But just kind of move stuff around here with your leg. And then recommit to that bird dog, right? So toes dial down, try to get the heel really in line with your hip. Look back, make sure the heel's in line with your glute. Shift your weight onto the right hand and the left shin. Get light on your left fingertips. An option to start to reach the left arm forward. Breathe. Soften your breath. Navel pulls in. Work into the right hand and the left shin. Big breaths in, big breaths out. As you inhale, reach to the toes in the hand, and on your exhale, left palm will come to make contact with the right thigh. Give it a little kick, a little push, and we'll do 2 more just like that. So inhale, get nice and long, breathe in, and then exhale, bring them together. Drive, drive, drive. Can you hold it? One more time. Inhale, get long. Exhale, push, 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 push. Inhale, get long. Bring the left hand back down. Bring the right toes to the floor. Kick through the heel a little bit. Wake into the calf. And then we're going to move into a supported modified side plank. So the left shin will kickstand out. Your right heel will drop down and the right arm will stretch up to the sky. Block can be by underneath your left hand if you need that. All right, that kind of lifts up here. Root through that right big toe, that right heel. Big inhale. And then stretch that right arm over. Find the side body stretch. Open up the right side just like we were doing before. And then eventually reach the right hand toward the right ankle and slowly lift up. Find gate pose. Right palm floats to the shin. Left palm exalts, bicep by your ear. Gaze spirals up, lengthen through the crown, soft jaw, soft neck. Full breath in. Right hand can wrap around the ribs. You can kind of kick or push through this left hip, the left glute. Nice. And then rise back up. Bring your left hand back towards the top of the mat. So coming back to your modified side plank. Float this right foot and hold here for a second. Right arm reaches up. Maybe you bend the knee. Maybe the right hand makes contact with the top of the foot. You just take a moment to kind of kick into the hand. Let the left ear get heavy towards the left shoulder. Breathe. It's my cat. Slowly release the right leg and right arm reaches over, and then pull your right knee in towards your chest and step it towards the top right corner of your mat. So you'll have to pivot on your left knee a bit. Take your blocks, bring them underneath your hands, tuck your toes and lift your back knee up. Nice. And then you're here, you're in low lunge. So you can support, you can change the height of the blocks, whatever feels good. The goal here is to keep your spine, your torso, your trunk pretty long and strong. And I want you to work into the legs here a little bit. So moving your weight forward and back. Left knee can tap down, it can lift up. Again, freedom here, freedom in this space for you to get into the legs. This could look like this, right? Kind of swaying forward and back with your right leg. You could also bring the left knee down and kind of move through half splits as well. So you need to open up your hips to make sure your spine, everything is integrated, right? Where this might be a focus like spine, shoulders, class, but to relieve tension anywhere, you kind of need to relieve tension everywhere, right? Whether that, so making sure your breath is full, your gaze is soft, you're connected to the body, you're hopefully having a good time. Okay, so staying right here. So left shin will kickstand out, and the right hand can be on a block. It could also wrap around this right ankle. So the knee and the tricep are really connected here. And then the left arm will open up to the sky. This might be enough here, just breathing, just push, making this contact, the resistance in the arm and the right leg, really reaching through the left hand or this left elbow. The left hand can come to behind your head. And you're gonna breathe in here, kind of lean into the palm, lean into the contact, and then bring the left elbow towards the right wrist. So take a little twist, maybe gaze goes behind your right hip. So as you inhale, open up. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Last one. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Reach the left arm up. Nice. Left hand comes back down. Sweet. Square the left knee. Lift up that back knee. Once again, square the hips and the heart towards the earth, right? So that's an idea here, like really getting yourself parallel to the ground, right? Rather than maybe one shoulder lifting or the other shoulder lifting, but really trying to leverage your chest over, leverage your torso over the ground, and biomechanically like push the ground away and fight with gravity to keep yourself strong and lifted here, but also like light and lifted, as we would say, you know? Okay, so now we'll add a crossbody twist. So left hip can get really heavy. You can kind of work into that left hip here, that back heel, moving in and out of that space. Inhale, your right arm opens to the sky. And then the right forearm comes down. Left knee can come down as you slowly melt your upper body in between your wrist and your ankle. Inhale, open up, peel, twist, open. Exhale to close. Inhale to open, push the ground away, drive. Exhale to close. Nice. Inhale to push. Exhale. Nice. Last one here, inhale to open. And listen carefully. This time the right hand will come under the shoulder. You'll pivot to the left to the long edge of your mat. So moving on the edges of your feet, a really important skill. Being mindful. Is my weight in my big toe, my heel, my inner, my outer arch, right? So you'll find a wide-legged position and a wide-legged fold. Hands can walk forward. They can be underneath your shoulders. And a little bend, a little straighten of lateral work from side to side. So now you're getting into your inner thigh lines, right? Sometimes we really, people don't avoid it, but they don't pay enough attention to your groin. And so much tension can happen deep inside in all areas of the hip joint that creeps up into your spine and your shoulders. So getting deep into this pose is really nice. And then look to your left foot, click your left heel in a bit, and think about really pressing that knee back so you're finding a lateral lunge on your left side. Maybe you even play with shifting your weight and coming onto your right heel, playing with a Cossack squat. So now we're gonna flow from the twisted lunge from here. So maybe look at me. When you'll get the hang of it, you'll kind of crawl yourself, so bouncy, flowy, right? Everything that we've been working on, you're gonna pivot towards the top of the mat. Left hand will plant on the earth or a block. Left hip gets heavy. Right arm inhales, peels and twists open to the sky. As you exhale, thread the arm under. Pivot over the shoulder, move over the feet. Move through that wide-legged fold, but then adjust. Click the toes out, the heel in. Find your lateral lunge, your expression of it, whatever feels good. If you want to go into it or open up the heel, right? Couple more, just like that. Inhaling, moving forward. Opening up through the chest, spiraling open. Exhale, threading under, moving towards the back of the mat, moving in your hip sockets, right? Moving through the leg bones. One more time. Inhale, come through the top, breathe in, open up. Exhale, pivot to the left, find your Skandasana. Now we're gonna move towards the top of the mat. We'll do a little balance on the right leg. So you're gonna shift onto the right foot, so you'll pivot here. Take your blocks, walk them in front of you. Maybe actually bring them underneath the shoulders. Then you're gonna shift the weight onto your right foot and you'll find your warrior threes. So left foot, so really push the ground away. Pull that right hip back. Dial the left toes down. Again, navel's pulling in, squaring your chest and your hips to the floor as much as you can. Left leg is lifted, or left heel is really active here. Breathe in, breathe out. And then slowly bend your right knee, left toes come back to the ground, walk your blocks back, take pyramid pose. So your left toes will dial out, your heel will drop down as you sink back, and you fold over the right leg. Blocks can come under the shoulders. You can have your heel to heel alignment or a heel to arch alignment, but just melt down here, breathe. I really like to lift through my spine, find some lightness, almost like a flat back, and then exhale to fold. Beautiful. Bend your right knee, weight shifts forward, left knee comes down to the ground. Right knee comes back. Take a second. Blocks walk off to the side. We're sort of back to our center point. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, find downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Notice how you feel. Down dog, child's pose, whatever shape you want to kind of be in as your symmetrical space, right? For you to just check in with your body and your breath. Nice, we'll do everything on side two. So now you come back into tabletop, hands walk under the shoulders, left leg extends behind you. Untuck your right toes, maybe you make sure that right knee is really underneath your right hip, and corkscrew and move the left leg around a little bit, right? Lift and lower a couple times, kind of notice if you have a tendency to really hike that leg up, a lot of us do. Look back, get your visual information, right? Sometimes we're like, are you just going by feeling or are you going by data, right? Sometimes we're like, I'm just gonna feel it out. You know what I mean? All right, again, kind of corkscrewing, notice how the weight shifts a little bit and then set up well, right? Toes dialing down, you're kicking through the heel, you're getting light on the right fingertips and the right arm reaches forward. Take a steadying breath in, navel pulls in towards your spine, gaze is a little longer beyond your mat. And as you exhale, bring the right palm and the left thigh to connect Give it a good squeeze. So 2 more just like this. As you inhale, extend, kick through the heel, dial the toes down, reach through the hand, and then exhale, bring it together. 1 more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to connect. Drive, 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 drive. Nice. Breathe in, reach. And right hand comes down. Nice. Left toes land. Kick through the heel a little bit. Just kind of wake up the calf. And then left heel dials down. You're finding supported or modified side plank on your right shin. Left leg extended. Left arm opens up. Block can always be under the right hand here. Right, whatever feels good. Sometimes it lengthens the side waist. Breathe. Reach that left arm over, maybe cactus if you want to. And then start to lengthen, reach the left hand toward the left ankle, let it kind of lift you up. Palm floats towards the shin, right hand reaches over, take the side body stretch. In this position, I really like to wrap my hands around my rib cage and just kind of give myself a bit of feedback, breathing into the forearm, stretching through the hand. And then slowly come back. Right hand plants, that left foot will lift up and the knee will squeeze in as you step the foot to the top left corner of your mat. A little swivel here on your right knee. Take both blocks under your hands and lift the back knee up. Breathe in and out here like 10 breaths. Just explore. Shifting weight. Adjust your feet. Lower and lift your knee. Slide your heart forward and back. Square your chest and your hips to the floor. You see these cues come up over and over again in the practices. So in places like this, kind of really drop in, right? Really be present and find something curious to work with every shape, every moment, every breath. Maybe the right knee comes down. Maybe you want to kind of floss through that left hip a little bit. All right, next time, bring your right knee down for sure. Block in the left hand goes out of the way. Option to wrap the left hand around right above your ankle and really kick into the tricep. Right shin kickstands open as you lengthen and reach your right arm to the sky. So really making contact here, just really stretching, feeling the groin wake up, lengthening, reaching through the right hand, breathe in. Bend your right elbow if you want to, bring it behind your hand, bring the hand behind your head, kind of lean into it, feel a little baby back bend there. And then when you're ready, start to bring your right elbow toward the left wrist. And then use your breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Empty all the way out on the twist. Inhale, open. Really use your core here as much as you can. Exhale to twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Last one. Breathe in, twist, open. Exhale, twist, close. Inhale, twist, open. Right arm reaches. Exhale, hand comes back to the floor. Reset your right shin. Tuck your right toes. Lift that back knee up. Block under the right hand. So we're going to take that little swivel. But first, square your hips and chest to the earth. Right hip is nice and heavy. Left hip pulls back. Left arm peels and twists open to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. And then thread the arm under. Wide-legged fold over your right shoulder, again, towards the long edge of your mat. Take some movement here. Maybe this time you really work on that fold. Hands can wrap around the ankles, elbows bend as you pull yourself deeper into the wide-legged fold. And then hands come down to the floor, look to the right toes, rotate the right heel in, bend the knee, kind of push your butt back, push the right knee out, working into whatever variation you want to, right? Staying upright, working through the ankles. And then you know what to do. Look forward, stay low, take your time, shifting towards the top of the mat, pivot your toes. hand to the earth or the block. Right hip is heavy. Left arm peels and twists open. Breathe in. Exhale, thread it under, pivot on the toes, move through the wide-legged fold, feel into it, and then rotate the toes. Find your lateral lunge or your Cossack squat. Right, hands or no hands, yeah? So moving back up towards the top of the mat, hand plants, hip heavy, inhale. Exhale, thread it under, move, transition your weight into your feet. Challenge yourself, move through the knees and the hips and the spine, right? Inhale, come forward. Exhale, flow back. Nice. This time, one more full round. Inhale and exhale. One of my really favorite transitions. Nice. Come back up towards the top of the mat. Keep a little shorter here. Maybe the knee comes down to set up. Take your blocks and you'll find your warrior three. So legs really fired up now. You'll shift your weight into your left foot, finding a little bit of work, a little bit of effort. Toes are dialing down, pushing through that left leg, really making contact with the floor. Pull that hip, that femur bone into the hip socket, lengthen through the heel. Try and keep it dialed down and in line with your glute, your hip. Breathe. Nice and slow, bend your left knee, right toes land. Think pyramid pose. So blocks kind of shift back with your shoulders as your weight shifts back. Hinge and fold over the left leg. Maybe some lift and lowers with the chest a little bit, stretching into the hamstring. It's really good to stretch after strengthening, right? All that blood flow is there, the muscles kind of ready, and then you can really hinge. And with the left foot forward, you can think about pulling the left hip back and the right hip forward, right? So foot forward, so that hip is going to be pulled forward. So to counteract it, you might pull it back and the right hip back. Shift forward, bring your right knee to the floor and step your left knee back. Nice. Sit back, take a block in between your ankles, sit back onto the block, bring your hips down. Just take a moment, palms to the thighs, close your eyes. A few big breaths here. Notice the flow of energy, the effort, the breath. Plug your tongue behind the top teeth, that little ridge where the palate comes together with the teeth. Just plug in there. Plug into your sit bones, really kind of move the butt around and really find your breath. Ujjayi pranayama, in and out through the nose. Nice. So rise up onto your shins. I'm going to turn towards you so you see me. Your arms are going to go out to either side, and the thumbs are going to go up just so we can orient ourselves. Your right thumb is going to rotate down. Your left thumb is going to rotate behind you. So once you get the hang of it, right arm is internally rotating, left arm is externally rotating. And then kind of switch. So you're just corkscrewing your shoulders. This is a great just mobility thing. And I like to start to also lean. Whatever hand is externally rotating, you're leaning in that direction. And then you can kind of come through center, you lean in the opposite direction. Corkscrewing, just moving through some spaces here. Use your breath, go slow. Nice, and then come back through center and release. Roll up the shoulders. Inhale your arms overhead. And bend your elbows in cactus, soft, soft camel pose. So pushing through the shins, pressing forward, opening your chest and your heart. Nice. And then reach your hands behind you. Drop your chin round through the back, lean back a little bit. And then open up again. Reach your elbows up, kind of lean forward, find the cactus. And then exhale, round and dome, fingertips tap. Nice. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Come up. All right. We're going to find our peak pose, maybe something that has a little balance to it. It'll be Natarajasana, the dancer's pose. Maybe you adjust your blanket so you find yourself in wherever you want to place. I'm adjusting it because I want to be in the middle of the mat here so you guys can really see me. But find your position. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Lift your left heel. Bend your right knee. So kind of bringing everything together here. Nice stability, concentration, focus. It's kind of the beautiful full body effort and energy here. Full body in all the ways. Left foot, left heel can, and now could be where you have a strap if you want to. Left hand makes contact with the top of the foot. Just take a moment here, right? Find your center, find your stability. That right leg's gonna be doing the work. It's got it. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Find a gaze, a dristy to focus on, and then start to kick and lean. So drive into the hand, kick into the hand. As you're reaching, find the opposite pull of energy, right? As you breathe in to inhale and lengthen. As you exhale, kick, 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 and lean. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you bend your elbow, find whatever variation feels right to you, and then slowly, gently come out of it. Nice. Left foot comes down. I just realized we didn't, whatever. On the second side, on your, it doesn't matter. The half moon, it was the prep. Anyway, here we are. If you do this again, you'll remember. All right, shift into the left foot. Lift your right heel, a little bend in your knee. Same thing. Right hand goes out to the side. Palm faces up. Bend the right knee. Bring the foot and the hand to connect. Take a moment there. Find your center, right? No need to rush it. Plant through that foot. Feel the weight through all four corners of your foot, right? Your big toe, your pinky toe, your pinky ball mound, your both sides of your heels, your arches, all the areas. And then the left arm reaches up. Take a big breath in and exhale to kick. Inhale to reach and hinge. Exhale to kick and drive. 2 more breaths. Nice. Slowly come out. Take your time. Shake it out. Shake out your ankles. Roll out your wrists. Nice. And then we'll just go through some nice slow sun A's here, just like standing sun A's. Great way to get into the back chain. Heels are hip width distance. As you inhale, arms sweep overhead. Nice. Breathe in, exalting the sun, exalting the sky. Palms connect, hinge at your hips, and fold all the way down. Stay here for a few breaths. Hanging heavy here, catch opposite elbows. Forward fold, standing forward folds, really, really good for the back. Let the head get heavy, right? Feel gravity pull your upper body. Feel the decompression in your spine. And then switch the cross of the elbows if you had that. Maybe shift your weight into your toes and into your heels. And then release the elbows. Push through the floor, through the feet, and find a halfway lift. Keep the knees soft. Find the hamstrings here. Palms on the thighs or the knees, and the gaze is slightly forward, and shoulders pull back. Navel pulls in. Take a big breath in. So feel this like active half lift, right? Kind of like you're grip the mat with your feet. Pull the femur bones up into their hip sockets and kick the butt back as you feel the hamstrings turn on, right? Really feel your leg muscles here. Breathe in and then forward fold, let it go. Feel the blood flow through the muscles. Inhale, arms overhead, sweep up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Nice and slow. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift, push through the floor, feel the activation. Exhale to bow. Inhale to rise, bend the knees if you want to. Push, push, push. You can exalt. You can lean the hips forward, find a little back bend, and then exhale, hands to your heart. 2 more rounds. Inhale, sweep up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise all the way up. Gather the energy, push through the earth. Palms connect, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, breathe. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Close your eyes. Settle into your space. Push through the palms. Shift your weight. Find your center. Navel pulls in. Couple of breaths here. Palms can come down by your side, or hands can come down, palms face forward into Tadasana. Couple of breaths here. Bend your knees a little, find a little bounce there. One more time, inhale, arms overhead. Forward fold, exhale. Nice, halfway lift, inhale. Plant your palms, step your feet back. You're gonna come down to the ground. We're gonna come onto our spines now for sort of a final little closing sequence. Maybe you have the blanket towards the back to support your head, and you'll roll onto your spine. Pull the knees in, give yourself a little hug, a little rock and roll. Move the knees, take some nice circles. Switch the direction. Nice, and then legs go up overhead, find happy baby. And, the way you end your practice is up to you, so personal. So I'm actually going to leave you here. You can take windshield wipers. Feel free to take some spinal twists if you want to. But eventually you'll find your way towards that final rest, right? So Shavasana, legs extend long, toes are out. Take a moment. I'm gonna stick with you. I know I said I'm gonna leave you, but I'm not. I'm not leaving you. Because I know too, because YouTube, when the video ends, like something comes on, like an ad or something. So I'm gonna hold space for you for this meditation for your rest. So take the next 10 breaths or so to prepare. So any twists, maybe knees glide side to side. Maybe the knees fall to the left, gaze to the right. You take a couple of settling 3 to 4 breaths here. Arms can be in a cactus. You can switch sides with your twist if you took it. And then come in towards your rest. So feet can be long, legs can be long, heels hip width or mat width. Soles of feet could also be together. Knees can open, blocks can come under the thighs or to the outside of the legs to just support the supported butterfly. This feels really good for me today. A hand on the belly, a hand on your heart, hands by your side, palms face up. I like to kind of wiggle my shoulders a little bit. My cat just gave me a kiss. That was a very sweet Wednesday. Thank you. This is Wednesday, by the way, my little black and white forever kitten. And then again, maybe your head kind of rotates right to left a bit, just massaging the skull. Again, hands on the body, hands off the body, sort of a subtle energetic difference, but I think it's important. So make a conscious choice. You can always change your mind. And then settle. Maybe the eyes close, the gaze is soft. Let the lungs, the breath breathe you. Let the legs really sink through the floor. Soften your jaw, your forehead. And take rest for a few minutes. start to deepen your breath a bit. And before you move any limbs, just move your eyeballs like up and down, and then right to left. And then circle like spiral. Your face might do weird stuff, that's fine. And spiral in the opposite direction. And you might even feel your muscles in the back of the skull. Right? Oh, there's the muscles of the eyes need movement too. And then really, really, really slowly just like flutter, let a little light in, but then wiggle your fingers and your toes and take a big breath in and an easy exhale. Super slow, reawaken. Go take your time. Hands might come to the knees. If they were open like a butterfly, support them to come back together. Pull your knees in, a little rock and roll. And just roll over to one side. Use the hand to gently press up. We'll close with a little prayer as well as an om. Love an om. So any seat is a good seat. I personally like, I really like supported Virasana. I like this stretch in my calves, and so I like to do that. Take whatever you want. Say it could be the same shape that you started in. Root in, right? Settle in. Hands to the thighs. Close your eyes. Right back to where you just were. But now a little bit more upright, a little more alert. Lick your lips and swallow. And we're going to take a breath to honor the practice, the asana, the work, the focus, like the elements of this on the mat practice. We'll honor that with a cycle of breath. Through the nose, inhale. An audible exhale. Let it go, let it be free. Bring your palms to connect and thumbs to the heart. This breath is for you, for your time, attention, energy, work, effort today. It's really precious. It's very sacred. We honor it with a breath. Through the nose, inhale. And exhale. Your last one for now, before Om. Thumbs to the third eye. So third hand, third eye. We are connected. We're connected to everybody, to all yogis in all times, all spaces, all lineages. Big breath in. Exhale. Hands can come down to the thighs. We'll take a nice big breath in to prepare for Om. When you're ready, inhale to a comfortable amount. Om. Thank you. Peace, peace, peace. Bless, bless, bless. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for practicing. Bye.